If you can't tell from this channel, I'm a huge anime and manga watcher and reader. So I have acquired quite a taste in what I like to read in terms of action. And I gotta say, out of these artists and their manga, I think they might be just top tier in terms of their artwork. I want to begin with one of my favorite artists, which is Gege Akutami with Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely an acquired taste, and with a lot of these manga, what you're gonna see is that the animators greatly save the artwork. I do kind of feel this way with Jujutsu, mainly because when it first started out, it was very much, it was very clean looking, and I almost can't read the first couple of chapters because I've gotten so accustomed to Gege's kind of like sketch, kind of rush type of art that he's recently been doing. But that's the art that I love. It feels very, very grungy, very, very rough and fast. I think his art in terms of action is probably one of the greatest out of almost anyone else within the shonen genre. Now, granted, I'm only doing a couple artists, and of course, I haven't read every single manga there is known to man, especially not currently. There's too much stuff out there, too much stuff to keep up with. But in terms of, let's say, popular artists, I think Gege has definitely come into his own, and his art is definitely distinguishable against other artists like him. Next up, we got Fujimoto with Chainsaw Man. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I think his art kind of sucks. Fujimoto does have great character design. Don't get me wrong. His character designs are untouchable. They're damn near perfect for the lore and world he's created with Chainsaw Man. But a lot of his art is kind of just, it feels stiff. It doesn't feel as fluid as, like I said, with Akutami, with Jujutsu. But it does have a sort of charm that comes with it. His action scenes, for the most part, they're kinda hard to read. His art doesn't really have a lot of like weight to it, but I have grown to like it. It's kind of like a code switch when I'm reading Chainsaw Man. It's like you have to understand that this is Fujimoto's art, so my brain becomes accustomed to it. But he is definitely someone with excellent design. His design is almost, like I said, it's almost untouchable. Next up, we have Horikoshi with My Hero Academia. And look, Horikoshi he's got to be top three manga artists. Double page spreads he do, and just downright to the action scenes alone. The level of detail that goes into almost every single panel he does of someone in motion, in fighting, is insane. His most recent chapter being Bakugo versus All for One, he does more than one 2-page spread. He does several, and every single one of them is better than the last. It's almost unreal that he's able to do this on a weekly basis. And I also completely understand why he has to go on so many breaks, because it definitely has to be draining to do this type of work. And his perspective shots are unlike anybody I've ever seen. Probably close to Kishimoto. Kishimoto does have a couple perspective shots, and I think Horikoshi's probably maybe just a smidge in front of him, or maybe just behind him. I'll say just behind him, because Kishimoto's a go. Naruto is undisputedly one of the best mangas in terms of artwork and fighting. Horikoshi is definitely in a league of his own with the current mangakas that are out right now. I don't really think you can compare anyone else to him. In terms of not being able to read the fights, maybe Gege, but I do think Horikoshi is probably the best out of the new generation of shonen. I really do hope that this isn't his last time drawing a series. Maybe once he's done with My Hero, he can really take his time with maybe one shots and stuff like that, so we can really see how good he can be when he's not rushed to the max, like how he is right now. But yeah, the artwork in all three of these, don't get me wrong, they're definitely an acquired taste. I definitely do think that Fujimoto's probably the lowest on the totem pole in terms of the big three shonen out right now. And even with him being on the bottom of the totem pole, his artwork isn't terrible. Like I said, it's great design and everything like that. And his definitely feels the most real. Gege, I would say for action is probably the best. And then overall in terms of scope and scale, I would have to give it to Horikoshi. Everybody has their own taste, you know what I mean? Everybody has their own art styles. Hell, I'm gonna throw up a picture of my art right now, and it's probably not going to look the best to a lot of people, but I definitely do draw a lot of inspiration from these three when I am drawing. Yeah, I definitely think in terms of the best, I would have to give it to Horikoshi. And Gege is right behind him, but not far. And then you have Fujimoto. Again, not giving flack to any one of them. It could all be interchangeable. Hell, Fujimoto could drop a Chainsaw Man chapter this week and draw some absolutely crazy shit, and I would probably put him at the top. But as of right now, I just think that's the lineup that we're having right now. Let me know what other manga I should probably read, because I know there are tons of artists. I know the artist around Tokyo Ghoul. I heard his art is incredible. I've never gotten really into Tokyo Ghoul, and Isayama with Attack on Titan is also, it definitely took a while for me to get accustomed to that as well. But yeah, this is just the top 3 manga artists I think that are out right now. Like I said, if you guys have any other recommendations, go ahead and drop them in the comment section, and I'll be sure to check out.